So when is a settlement or judgment truly final, and when can it be undone? Good day, my name is Susan de Wet. I'm an attorney at Velden-Duffey Attorneys, and I specialize in road accident fund matters. So today we're going to look at situations involving children, changing medical conditions, and even what happens when a claimant passes away after judgment. By the end of this series, you will understand exactly where the courts draw the line between fairness and finality. Now, the big question here is, can RAF settlements or judgments be undone? In the first case, Myhill versus the Road Accident Fund, Supreme Court of Appeal case, the children sustained serious head injuries. They received tiny settlements directly from the Road Accident Fund. The future risks of epilepsy were ignored, and the RAF made the following mistakes. They ignored the medical risks. There was no future medical care provision, and the claim was reduced for the parents' negligence. Now, the court said here, the children must be protected and cannot be punished for the parents' negligence, and it is unfair at the time, so it can be reopened. The original settlement agreements were set aside in this case. So, for the listeners out there, if it was wrong then, we can fix it now. In the case of VVN versus the Road Accident Fund, the child also got injured, but in this matter, the experts compiled medical legal reports. So this was not a direct settlement. The child had legal representation, and the settlement and future medical undertaking and treatment was granted in this case. So later on, the child's condition worsened, but the court said in this matter the settlement stands because the risks were considered and the experts didn't foresee the severity, and the settlement was reasonable at the time. So, just for the listeners out there, you don't get a second chance just because things got worse, and the settlement at the time was reasonable. In the case of Road Accident Fund versus Mabeshwana, the claimant in this matter was an adult, and she won in excess of 4 million against Road Accident Fund. But the Road Accident Fund delayed payment of this matter. So she passed away 4 months after this judgment was granted. Now, the RAF approached the court to reduce the compensation granted there because they argued that she's not suffering a future loss of income and they wanted to reduce the compensation. The executor opposed this application and the court said absolutely not. The judgment was final. The losses were assessed and the once and for all rule was applied. So the money needs to go to the estate, and the RAF cannot benefit from the fact that she passed away. The key takeaway for all three matters are as follows. Children deserve extra protection. Settlements can be undone, but only if it's unfair from the onset. Thank you.